I'm Johnny Dawkins, Mayor Pro Tem, and the mayor got called away to Lumberton this morning and to meet with a family, and he said, "You got it?" I said, "Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, we got it." Councilmember Hare, this is his district, and we're going to let him do a lot of the talking, but I definitely wanted to welcome everybody. And I want to thank our city manager and our city attorney for being here, our chief of police. I want to thank Chief Hill, our fire chief, a lot of folks to thank here. Councilmember Hare, of course, Councilmember Ingram, Councilmember Benavente, Councilmember Thompson, Councilmember Banks McLaughlin. Oh, so you just got out for the radio, Councilmember Jensen, I believe. But it's not far, though. Just right down. Thank you. You went back to work? Okay, I'm impressed. Thank you for being here. Councilmember Hondros. Council members, I believe I got everybody. Did I mention Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't want to miss Councilmember Thompson. Thank you. This is a great day for Fayetteville, and I think it's 38,000, and Deputy Chief Willett may know how many folks are going to go on that road every day, but I may have just lost my amplification. I believe I got it back. And the great news is we're going out. They're going to create an entrance and an exit for us to go out right there, and they're going to move that. The state's going to move the guardrail for us, so that's going to be great. So we'll be able to go left or right and get to our citizen in trouble very quickly. And before we get going any further, I want to call up Chaplain Morris, Fayetteville Fire Department, for an invocation. Chaplain Morris.
Good morning. Let us pray. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for all that you do for us. We thank you for this community, its citizens, and this fire department. On this day, as we break ground on a new era, a new fire station that will protect this community. Bless this land and the building on it. Be with us today and every day, keeping us safe. We ask all of this in your holy name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Morris. Now, for the Master of Ceremonies, Deputy Chief Willett.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. So good morning. I'm Ronnie Willett. I'm the Deputy Fire Chief for the City of Fayetteville Fire Department. I'd like to welcome each one of you to this groundbreaking ceremony for New Station 4. Before we get started, we've already identified much of the elected officials here, so once again I'd like to say thank you for your attendance. In addition to that, I'd also like to recognize Stuart Cooper Newell for the effort they've put in for the design of Fire Station 4. And of course the Brawley Group, who's the ones who are going to build it. I also see the Police Chief, Gina Hawkins, is in the audience. Thank you for your attendance with your staff. And I also see Construction Division for the City of Fayetteville here, so thank you again for your support. This fire station is going to be a critical way we continue our services, and also a new method for us to serve our residents of Fayetteville to ensure that we are a safe and secure community. The speakers that you're about to listen to will share much about the new facility in a few moments, and I know we're all excited for the impact it will have on our fire department, and also our ability to respond quickly to those in need. Mayor Pro Tem Dawkins opened up the speech, opened up the ceremonies with a few words, but I'm going to bring him back up so he can add some more commentary to this event. So Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Deputy Chief. Okay. Thank you, Jody, for writing this speech for the mayor, and I'm going to read it as written. This new fire station is expected to be the busiest in our city. This groundbreaking comes at a great time. In November, 18 recruits will graduate and come to shifts. In October next month, 20 recruits will begin the fire academy. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. We appreciate these new rescuers and our current heroes. I want to applaud the Fayetteville firefighters and their leaders for their recruitment efforts, and even their smart social media strategies. There we come back to social media, Councilmember Hare. We value your work and sacrifices. Hopefully one way we can show you that what we mean, what we say, is this upcoming $97 million bond referendum is going to go to the voters in November. And $60 million, Chief Hill, Chief Hawkins, is going to be for public safety projects. Councilmember Harris is going to talk more about that in just a moment. But I want to talk about what makes this place special. This new fire station will be a central, visible location. Now keep in mind, I grew up with Utah, Fire Station 4 right down the road. I love going by that fire station. Back then, our trucks were a lot smaller. Today, our trucks can't even get in and out, the big trucks can't even get in and out of that building. So it's definitely time. So anyone who works at Fire Station 4 is going to be ready for this new facility to get built. They're prepared. They respond to calls in this area, and they're going to help other firefighters across our city when the need arises. In this fiscal year, 2022, an average of more than 580 calls are taken and routed to Fayetteville 911 telecommunicators. This new Fire Station 4 is going to be a prized resource. It's going to include a logistics facility. That means firefighters can house spare equipment, vehicles, and even office supplies right here to help with calls coming in from across our city. Our heroes need strength and rest. Members of the Fayetteville Fire Department prioritize health. However, cancer is a concern for our firefighters. We've made and will make workspace improvements to address that concern. The new Station 4 is going to include decontamination equipment that can pull exhaust out of the air. And a first for our city will be right here, a turnout gear space. Look at the size. I think it's a little over 3 acres, Chief Hill. A little over 3 acres. Also, firefighters can store their PPE, which is excellent. They can put their boots, their pants, their coats, their gloves in the space that's provided. It'll be separate from their living and their working area. Inside the building, you're going to find special gear washers that can help reduce the amount of harmful contaminants on uniforms. This station will also have a large gym for fitness activities. You and I need to be in there when this thing gets built, if they'll let us. The current station number 4, and this kind of dates me a little bit. It was opened after I was born. It was opened in 1960. There's one restroom, and there's an open sleeping space. This new fire station is going to have 10 individual bathrooms. That's nicer than my doggone college dormitory at Wake Forest. It's going to have 5 restrooms with showers. This is one way that we prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion in our city. Fire stations are here for our community. It will have a community room. Neighborhood watch meetings can occur here. Firefighters can also teach public classes such as hands-only CPR inside the room that'll be in this building. Again, I want to thank you first responders, all of you here, and all those that you represent. I want to thank you to those who want to come here and work as a rescuer. I want to thank the Brawley folks, and I met the architect earlier with Stuart Cooper and Newell, who has designed over 400 fire stations across our country. You are valuable to this community because this fire station will help save lives across our city. This groundbreaking is proof that we want a safe and secure community. I look forward to seeing these changes. Oh, and by the way, the architects and the contractors are based in North Carolina. I trust that Stuart Cooper, Newell Architects, and the Brawley Company have designed and will build a fire station that we and our citizens will admire for many years to come. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for your comments, Mayor Pro Tem Dawkins. I'd like to now introduce to you Councilmember DJ Hare, who is now representing District 4. He's also very excited to have this new public facility in his district. So without further ado, Councilmember Hare.
Well, I guess I don't need to introduce myself. My name has been spoken about 4 or 5 times. There's really no use of me pulling out my remarks because the Mayor Pro Tem has said everything that is on my paper. So there's not a whole lot for me to say other than our first responders need help. Our first responders need improvements. I have been going across this city for over 20 years, visiting some of our fire stations, ceilings popping loose, splits in the wall. Technology advancement is not as we would like, but oh boy, oh girl, this is going to be a very, very great technologically improvement. Is that a word? Okay, I'm good for making words. Okay, good. There was a statement that was stated a few days ago. I was a part of an event that stated, "We are better together." Better together when your council members and staff come together and decide that we are going to help improve our first responders. Our first responders, our fire department, not only do, a lot of times we just think, or others in the community think, that they go out and only do put out fires. But starting this month, we're going to be teaching CPR classes. I've already spreaded that word all across District 4, as my fellow council members probably have done the same. They also come to our community watch meetings. If you don't know, they also, free of charge, put up fire smoke detectors, free of charge. They will also give you a child protection seat. They will install it and lock it in for you if you drive there, make the call. And it goes on and on, all what our first responders do. So it's so much more that our first responders do. Just in fiscal year 2022, they receive over 200,000 calls through our Fayetteville 911 communication. That is, once again, evidence of the improvements and why we need a location just like this. One thing that hasn't been mentioned, and thanks to our state support, we're also going to have an additional access in and out of the station. If I'm not mistaken, is it behind me? Is it the street that goes here? So they will be able to go here to Bragg Boulevard, even if they have to leave the parking lot, and go down between this property here and the Villaggio Hotel, will bring us all the way around to Blanton Road. That is another and a very quick piece, quick action to response, meaning they're not having to get out, hit a light. They can just go straight on out and get into the community. I can see it being one of the most used, stations, Station 4, and isn't that good? Station 4 in District 4, I like that. Because of the location, the quick advancement of not only taking care of this side of Bragg Boulevard, but also helping our Santa Fe folk as we move to the west side in the Yadkin Santa Fe area. So we are very, very thankful for that. It has also been stated that we have a GO bond that's coming up in November. We're hoping that citizens all across Fayetteville, North Carolina will support that bond. This will also help improve our first responders, our police department, our streets, our storm water, and the list goes on and on. And due to all of the great things that are going on in the city of Fayetteville, you know that we have done very, very well with the city's money. And we will continue to do very, very well. And we have what we're having and doing what we're doing today because of citizens saying, we want more. 600 million of those bonds, as I just stated, will be for public safety. 60, not 600, but 60. Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be good? But $60 million of that bond would be designated for our public safety, and I think that's a big, big plus. Well, as I stated, Mayor Pro Tem, you have used up all the good stuff, and I am now going to invite my council members on up as we can throw the dirt for our fire station and district. Oh, got a few more people. Okay, Big Chief. All right. Okay. Well, I was ready to throw the dirt because I'm ready for it to come up. But we've got our chief coming up, and we just thank everybody for coming out today, and welcome to District 4.
I was thinking that we had just found our new marketing person for the fire department, but I think we found my replacement. Today, very exciting for the fire department, but this is a surreal moment for me. In early 2000, not too long after promoting the fire lieutenant, I was assigned to Station 4 for just a little while. And I can remember Fire Chief James Hall at the time coming by and saying, Mike, I see they've moved you to Station 4, but don't get too comfortable. We're soon going to relocate this station further up the boulevard. I realize now soon meant 2 decades later, but Chief Hall was right. To say this project is overdue is an understatement, but I can also say it was be well worth the wait. This project has the potential to provide one of, if not the greatest enhancements in service delivery from the Fayetteville Fire Department that I've seen in my nearly 30 years of tenure. Once completed, this community will be safer, our firefighters will be safer, and we'll be better positioned to provide all the services that we do provide from the fire department. We have a goal, a clause in our strategic plan that says we strive to be the focal point of the neighborhood and the hub of city services. We will now be that focal point and hub of the Bonnie Doon community. This is your fire station. But not only will this project impact the immediate area, as Councilman Hare mentioned earlier, its proximity to the major travel corridors, the future connectivity that's coming, this is going to change the deployment model for all of our surrounding fire districts. This gives us options we've never had in the past for positioning of apparatus and specialized equipment. I predict, just like it's been stated earlier, that this will become the busiest fire station in the city. Firefighters like excitement. This will be a desirable place to work, and it will be a better place to work. Our firefighters will no longer have to back in off the street in a busy intersection. No longer have to breathe the carcinogens that's found in our vehicle exhaust. No longer have to share one bathroom. I could go on about the improvements in the working conditions. Just trust me when I say this project is transformational, and our firefighters deserve no less. So I'll keep it brief. On behalf of the fire department, thank you to the city manager for believing in this project and pushing it forward for us. Thank you to the city council for support and for funding this much needed relocation. And the overlooked crowd, I always try to say thank you to the city support departments. We really recognize and appreciate the effort that goes in behind the scenes to make projects like this come together. And almost every city department will be impacted or be involved in this project. So let me thank you in advance. We look forward to working with the Brawley Group and our continued relationship with Stuart Cooper Newell. Talking with him earlier, I think we all agree this is one project that we will be proud of once it's completed. And I'm going to close, and I'm going to put her on the spot with a quote from Councilmember Ingram. She made a profound statement during the August work session that's resonated with me, and I think it's very applicable to this project. The conversation then was about splash pads, but she said we shouldn't let city amenities get so old that they become an endangerment. Current Fire Station 4 is at that point. It was an endangerment. So looking up the age of the station, getting ready for some of this material, I recognize that Fire Station 4 would become eligible for Social Security this year. So I think we picked a great time to retire it. But I would be amiss if I didn't mention why I do have an audience, that we have 10 other projects in our capital improvement plan, all similar characteristics, all similar deficiencies that we're trying to correct with this relocation. We should not wait another decade to address those. Both previous speakers have mentioned the public safety referendum that's coming up in November. That gives options to the community. Thank you.
All right, Chief Hill, thank you for your comments. So, it's that time, sir. All right. I would now like to invite all current members of Fayetteville City Council to join the Mayor Pro Tem, City Manager Hewitt, Chief Hill, to officially break ground on Fire Station 4. Absolutely, absolutely.